Now we've got some lovely ladies in studio. It's a rotten job. Somebody's got to do it. As with us from Brookdale, a Faribault, formerly the Sterling House, are Amy Williamson, their director. The RN is Shannon Edel. The resident program coordinator, we'll find out what that means, is Marcy Juneman. They are in studio today visiting with us because they have a special event coming up this Sunday. You're invited 2 until 4 Sunday afternoon. They're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony at 3 as they change their name from Sterling House of Faribault to Brookdale Faribault. And again, the event is on Sunday, 2 until 4 in the afternoon. So we'll get all the details about why they're renaming themselves from Amy Williamson. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Gordy.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I know you used to, the emphasis used to go to our church.
I did. Sorry about that.
We even served on the council together for a period of time.
Yes, I did. I enjoyed that.
So you probably have some stories that we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, we'll leave those for another time.
That's good. That's very good. And our other guests are again Shannon Edel. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning, Gordy.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
How long have you been at the facility?
Gosh, pretty close to 8 years now.
Cool. Spring Road, 935 Spring Road is the address.
That is correct.
On Faribault's south side.
Yes.
I've always enjoyed going there to pick up some residents and take them to church, or I've visited people there over the years. I've just thought it's such an intimate, perfect setting.
It is. We have that kind of small country feel setting, and everything's on one level, so any handicap, can come in and tour, and it's just very home-like atmosphere.
That's how I would describe it, because it is a home. It is a home. Yeah. Literally, it's a home.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big apartment complex. It's a home.
Yes.
And we're going to finally find out from Marcy Juneman what a resident programs coordinator is.
Good morning, Gordy.
How are you doing?
Do you want me to explain what I do?
Yes, please.
I plan, implement, and monitor wellness and recreation programs to meet the specific needs of each and all the residents. I ensure daily activities, plan monthly calendars, and requirements, that Brookdale has, in store for our community. I also do a BFit program, and it's a fitness program that I do with the residents Monday through Friday every morning. And what it does is it controls blood sugar, improves brain function, strengthens bones and muscles. We stretch, and that's important to alleviate stiffness and improves flexibility for all our residents. That program is just, they're out there, they're waiting for me. We use weights, we use bands. They enjoy that half-hour to 45-minute workout in the morning.
It sounds like it.
Yep, just gets them going. Brookdale is a great company to work for. We have a Brookdale Celebrates World Cuisine program once a month. And August we will be viewing Spain and incorporating, with all the monthly events. We have like a themed lunch and activities. We, do virtual tours. We have a really neat computer at our community. It's called Intwell, In Touch, and it offers a personal exercise program with a bike stimulator. It has games, puzzles. They can connect to the internet on there, play instruments. It's really cool. It's called a laser music maker.
Wow.
And there's a flight simulator. It does guided tours, Google Earth, trivia. It's got live cam. So everything that, the residents would want to do on a computer, they can.
All right, we'll visit more with these ladies about their name change. We haven't found out why that's happening. Sterling House of Faribault becomes Brookdale Faribault this Sunday with a ribbon cutting. We talk about a special event coming up this Sunday, a ribbon cutting ceremony at 3. The event is from 2 until 4 at Brookdale Faribault, formerly the Sterling House. It's a ribbon cutting ceremony for their name change. They're going to have a band there. We're going to tell you about that when AM Minnesota continues.
Executive Director for Brookdale Faribault, formerly the Sterling House. If something seems a little different to you the next time you are near the Sterling House, don't be surprised. Our new name, Brookdale Faribault, will reflect the connection to the Brookdale senior living family and the large network of services it provides for senior adults. We are proud of the care we have provided in Faribault in the past and look forward to continuing to provide and elevating that level of care in the future as part of the Brookdale family.
Amy might have a future in radio there if she wants to.
Yeah, thanks, Gordy.
Wants to go that route. No, really,
Sure.
you got a very nice voice.
Oh, thanks, Gordy.
So thanks for coming on the show. You guys have nice voices too, you
Oh,
ladies.
thank you.
Shannon Edel and Marcy Juneman is with us as well today here on. Did I get that right?
You did.
Okay. You were chuckling, so I thought maybe I got
Nope,
it
it's great.
Okay. Amy, I guess the natural question is why the name change?
Yeah, Brookdale has owned the Sterling House for many years, and just recently Brookdale merged with a large senior housing company called Emeritus. And with that merger, they just really felt that they needed to, with their branding, so people would recognize the name when they're going from city to city, state to state, because Brookdale has communities all over the country. So in doing that, they decided that we all should have the name Brookdale with our city name in it, so that when somebody's here, they see Brookdale Faribault and they're up in the metro or somewhere else, they will know what they're getting. We still are all the same employees. Shannon's been there for 8 years, and Tracy, our dining services coordinator, has been there 16 years. And so nothing is changing with our staff. It's just simply a name change because, like I said, Brookdale's owned the Sterling House for years. And that's the only reason, is just to give people the recognition of what Brookdale is about. Because Brookdale not only does assisted living, which is what we are, they have independent living, memory care, home health, hospice. And so it's just a recognition.
Very good explanation. That makes sense to me now.
Good.
Because I have to be honest, when I first heard about this, I thought, well, Sterling House was a perfect name for it because it is a house.
It is. It is, and that nothing there changes. We are still the same setup. We're all on one level. We have 19 apartments. They're all studio apartments, and we really cater to a niche of higher level of cares. We typically don't need to have our residents move out because we can handle those higher level of cares. We don't, unless it's an IV or something very clinical like that. We're able to keep them through end of life, so families don't have to worry about moving their mom or dad again. They can stay there, and nothing of that is changing. All of that will remain the same.
You're an assisted living facility.
Correct.
Which tells me what?
Anybody can move in if they don't need help with, say, medications or any of their daily activities, bathing, eating, anything like that. They can move in fairly independent, but then as they need more help with any of those activities, we can provide that for them there. And then they only pay for what they are getting help with. And that's what's really nice too about moving into an assisted living like that. You can just get the cares that you need, and you maybe just want to have somebody there too overnight. We're staffed 24/7 with somebody. They're awake at night, so if they just want the comfort of knowing somebody else is there, that's there too.
So independent living is part of this.
Yep. Yeah, we do have some residents that move in and they don't really need help with much at all. They just want the comfort of having somebody there, maybe the social aspect of it, all the activities that Marcy talked about. A lot of people are missing that when they're living at home. They can come out, they can play cards. Marcy does bingo. We have card groups and reading groups and things like that. They just miss the socialization.
Yeah.
It's very individualized. We're kind of proud about that. If there's a favorite recipe that one of our residents likes to use, then she can teach the other residents. That home atmosphere is definitely there. We have one centralized dining area, and the residents reside in 2 separate hallways, so those folks with those disabilities can get to an area in a short period of time. and it just again offers that family feel. We've got the fireplace going in the winter. Our desserts are all homemade, and so it's definitely I'm always telling Tracy, now let's watch those weights this month, Tracy, because the residents love our food. Oftentimes we have families that like to stay for lunch or dinner. Our breakfast is open. They can get up whenever they want, come to the dining room, order whatever they'd like for breakfast.
Really? You mean
And
you don't have a set breakfast time?
we do not, and everything is individualized to their needs.
All meals are that way?
Lunch is served at noon, but if they get out there a little bit later, they have something going on, we definitely keep the oven on and heat things up later for them. So it's pretty open that way, Gordy.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So the health and wellness director, tell me
Yes.
about your position.
I'm the RN there. I've been with the company for about 8 years. I love what I do. My day kind of never ends. I'm on call when I get home. We offer 24-hour nursing, so if one of our assistants has a medical question, she can call me or another nurse on call over the weekend, 24 hours a day, to get any medical answer that she might have going on. We keep a real close eye on our residents. We don't have a lot of hospitalizations from Brookdale Faribault, formerly Sterling House, because we're so small. If there's something going on, whether it be a cough or a temperature, they've got a nurse going into their room right away and monitoring that. So it's kind of nice that we treat right there. If there's an infection that started early, we treat right away. So it's kind of nice that they get the medical care that they deserve and that they've worked hard for.
And the size of the facility, and I hate to even call it a facility because it is a home.
It's a community.
Yeah.
The size of the home,
Mm-hmm.
the small size, helps in that area. You can have more intimate care.
Yes, that's very true. And as Amy said earlier, we have a lot of longevity in our community. So I think that helps. We can individualize the preferences of the residents. We know them like family.
Mhm.
We treat them like family. We actually become their family because we're that small.
Do you have any openings right now, Amy? I'm 56. Am I eligible?
We're full, but Gordy, we can always find room for you.
Yeah.
No, we are currently full, but we do have 19 apartments currently full. We do have a waiting list, and so that's, we never know when changes are going to happen. They can happen very quickly in our industry, and so we do really encourage families to come and look and get on a waiting list, because it's better to do that before a crisis happens and then you're scrambling to find placement.
Sure. Marcy, do you have couples there? I mean, if I'm a married couple, obviously I want to stay with my...
We certainly can have, married couples there. Right now we do not. But we do have a nice size suite.
Double. Mm-hmm.
Yep, double that, can accommodate that, so.
I mean, it might be something to
We
think
have in
about.
the past. Just right now, we just have one room that is for a double for 2 people, and it's occupied right now. And we have in the past, though, when I was there before, we had a couple that lived in that suite.
So do you have any idea what the average, you said you have long-term people there, you have the average stay?
Average stay is probably 4 to 5 years. We do have a resident there now that was actually admitted in 2004. So she's been a part of our family for a long time. That it's interesting because one of the questions family members ask us when they come to the Sterling House for a tour, in fact, one of the first questions is, what's going to happen to mom or dad if they develop an end-of-life terminal illness? And we are always happy to say as a team that we do take care of them till end of life. Actually, Gordy, we have accepted folks at the Sterling House that were already on hospice, and they just wanted a small home-like environment for their last weeks of stay. And families are able to stay with them in the room 24/7 during the end of life. There's the Brookdale of Faribault. We have no closing hours. We're open 24 hours a day, and we offer our services as they need.
Marcy, I've always wanted to ask somebody involved in this business, which is a term I probably shouldn't use either, but in this field, you get so attached to these people, and especially in your small, intimate setting, that's got to be really hard.
I absolutely love it, going in every day. It's not just a job I go to every day. It's the the connection, the development, you know, the one-on-ones that all of us, you know, at some point during the day get to have. You know, I have a big heart. It's great to just give a hug when they need a hug. They want to just have you come, you know, into their apartment and chat. You know, it's really, you know, like Amy and Shannon said, we're family, and the connection, it's like us going home too, you know. So it's good. I like that.
Well, that's cool. You allow pets, Amy?
We do. Yep. Dogs and small dogs and cats, primarily. I don't think we've had anything else beyond that.
We do, Gordy, have pet visits twice a month, where, you know, they bring their dogs in, and it's good therapy. Actually, August we are launching Therapy Pet Month, and that's going to be really neat to, you know, address with the residents, and because dogs are very good at that therapy. You know, a lot of our residents, you know, a few of them are in wheelchairs and they aren't mobile, and it's nice when they have these dogs come in. It just brightens their day.
Oh, sure. No, that makes perfect sense. That's why I'm glad to hear that you do allow pets, because I think that helps.
Oh yeah, that's really a benefit when somebody is moving from their home and they're having that large change from moving from their home to a new environment. If they can bring part of their family, which obviously we all know your animals are part of your family, and so if they can bring their dog, and not all communities offer to bring
That's right.
animals.
For obvious reasons.
Right. It's extra work.
Yep. But the people that stay in your facility are in charge of the pets, I would assume.
They can be, or we do that. We will do it for an extra charge. But they can take care of them too, but if it becomes a point where they can't care for them anymore, we will care for the animal too.
Again, that's you have a menu, I would guess, list of different services that you provide.
Right. Yep.
I've been down this road with both of my parents.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my father had a fall, broke his hip, ended up in a nursing home for the final 6 months of his life. That was tough. And my mom, of course, moved here back in 2007 and passed away a couple of years ago. Stayed here in Faribault at a senior assisted living, and then ended up the final month of her life in a nursing home. But it was awesome to spend those years with her.
Oh yes, and what we try to do, Gordy, is if and when we do get a new admission into our home, we like to have a physical therapist come in and assess that, or occupational therapy, and try to strengthen them right away so that they can be with us for as long as possible. And that's a Medicare covered benefit, so there isn't a charge to the family for that. And the therapy also helps them acclimate to that new environment, just to make that transition much easier for them and their families.
And it is a big change in their life.
Absolutely.
These are people that have been independent their whole life. Some of them, I remember my dad saying he never had to take a driver's test.
Right.
He just started driving.
And many of our residents have lived in their own home, say a farmstead or a home, for 50, 60 years, and then they need to make that change. That's huge.
And so I would recommend, this is just my own personal recommendation, you guys can piggyback or shove me aside or whatever, but my recommendation would be for families to sit down and talk about this, and to go on visits to all the facilities in the town you want to live in, and let mom or dad or a grandma or grandpa or whomever make the decision of where they want to live. That's what we did with mom.
Right. That is really the best way, because that's how you feel comfortable. We will invite people to come in and just have lunch with us, because that's the only way that they can see how they will feel in that new community. And you're absolutely right. Our community may not feel right. Another community might. That's great. That's why I always tell families, get out there early before the crisis happens, so mom or dad can tell you, you know, I really like this place or that place. It makes them feel a little bit more in control of their situation when they are feeling out of control.
It worked perfectly well, not perfectly, but it worked well in my mom's case, because she told us it was time. She said, I don't want to live at home alone and take care of this house anymore. And that's the honesty you have to have.
Yep. Yep,
So have those
absolutely.
conversations, folks, okay? Again, on AM Minnesota today, we have Amy Williamson, Director of Brookdale, Faribault, formerly the Sterling House of Faribault. RN Shannon Edel, Resident Program Coordinator Marcy Juneman, also in studio today. She's the Resident Programs Coordinator. Love that title.
I do too.
I can tell, Lori.
I wear it well.
Resident Program Coordinator. Let's get back to the open house on Sunday, Amy. You've got a band there, the Ridge Runner Band.
We do. We're really excited to finally have this event here. We've been planning it for a couple months, and as you said, we have a local band, Ridge Runners, that will be playing, and it's from 2 to 4 is the event, and the actual ribbon cutting is at 3 o'clock. We have food being catered in, and it's going to be, we're kind of doing a luau type of
Theme, yep.
and so we've been planning for a long time and finally get to have our event.
So luau, that tells me pineapple will be there?
Well, fruit.
Yeah.
Lots of fruit.
There will be pineapple.
Yes.
You gonna have hot dogs? Is it gonna be like a picnic or just?
Hors d'oeuvres. Yep, some hors d'oeuvres, fruit and vegetables, lemonade,
Pinwheels.
pinwheels.
Gordy, you might have to cancel your other event going on and come with us.
Well, I don't know if that's gonna work. But I'd love to have been there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's the Brookdale. Brookdale Faribault, formerly the Sterling House of Faribault. Ribbon cutting ceremony is at 3. The event happens 2 until 4, and I'm sure you're invited to stay there as long as you want.
Yep, people can come and they can, if they've never been there before, they can ask for a little tour of, a room or the community. We've got a nice little patio on the back side where a lot of our residents like to sit, and we've got little gardens back there that they plant and have really enjoyed that this year.
You mentioned the exercise, Marcy.
Yes.
You have so many different capabilities physically.
Mm-hmm. They do what they can if they're not comfortable. Some of our residents have, maybe have short shoulders, or, they're wheelchair bound and their legs are stiff. We work from head to toe. And I always tell my residents, if it hurts, don't do it. And they just love coming, loosening themselves up every morning. It gets them up and moving. I don't start early in the morning. I don't do that till 10. But, it's just really fun to see them come in and make their circle, and just ready to go. It's a good motivator.
Shannon, I'm sure you have special diets you need to deal with too.
We do. We can cater to about any physician's ordered diet there is. We have several clients that are diabetic, so we offer that. Someone on a weight loss program, we have 1,800 calorie diets. Anyone that needs blended foods, so that's how we can kind of cater to those folks end of life. But pretty much any diet that a doctor prescribes, we can meet.
Memory care, there's a shortage of that.
Mm-hmm.
In the country and in this area, as I understand it. Amy, you don't have a specialization in that area, do you?
We do not have, our community is not locked, but we do have many of our residents that do have memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, and we can care for those residents until they would try to, what we call exit seek or
Sure.
leave the community. Then it's not safe for them, and so then they would have to transfer. But we do have many, many residents with dementia and Alzheimer's.
If there is a specific type of behavior that one of our folks are having, we do have a memory care specialist that we can call 24 hours a day and individualize a plan to attempt to meet their needs to get them settled back in.
That's nice to have, and that's the size of Brookdale, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Right, and we do have our sister communities that we work with as well in Owatonna. Our Brookdale location in Owatonna has a memory care, so then the families can stay within the Brookdale family, and we could just transfer them to, if it is a situation, like I said, where they're trying to leave the community. Otherwise, we'll care for them here.
So how big is your waiting list?
We have just a couple on our waiting list right now. I have a tour this afternoon, and I also have one tomorrow. So,
I would recommend, even though they're full, folks, take the tour, right?
Yep.
Get on the waiting list.
Yep.
Yes.
And we also have a contract with the VA, so we do accept that insurance and other secondary insurances that our folks have.
Well, that's awesome. Again, the Brookdale Faribault, formerly Sterling House, having their ribbon cutting ceremony, 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon. What can you tell me about the Ridge Runner Band?
You know, I'm going to let Shannon address
Okay,
that because
sure.
she has a special person in that band.
You do?
Well, that special person is my husband now of 20 years, Randy Edel, and he's well known, him and his brother Don Edel, in the community.
Sure.
And our nephew Bren Archambault will be playing the drums, so it's definitely a family band, but they actually had quite a following here in Faribault, and gosh, I think they've played in Colorado too and a few other places, but they would have their same folks from the community that would come and listen to their music, and so it's kind of fun to keep that family thought going at Brookdale of Faribault to have the family band play, so we're all excited about that.
Of course, you got to tell me there's a story behind the name, right? Ridge Runner Band.
Actually, I think it took the whole band to come up with that name, and I'm not sure who the leader of that was, but
We'll find out Sunday. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out on Sunday, guaranteed. So, Marcy, you got anything super planned on Sunday? What activities? You gonna have activities for folks too?
For the kids, we're just gonna have a hula contest, and they can win prizes. There'll be freezies for them. It's just gonna be, keeping our fingers crossed that the weather's gonna be good to us, and we can be outside, and you never know, maybe there'll be water balloon fights.
Ooh, that sounds like fun too. Do you do things like that? I mean,
Do
from
we?
time to time?
No, I don't know. As far as with the residents?
Right, yeah.
No, I don't do the water balloon fights. I think it'd get kind of messy.
Pillow fights or
You might
something?
get in trouble for something.
Yeah, right?
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
So make sure you take in the event on Sunday, 2 until 4. The ribbon cutting is at 3 in the afternoon. Ladies, it's been a pleasure, and have a great day on Sunday, okay?
We will. Thank you,
so
Gordy.
much. We look forward to seeing everybody there.
Fantastic. Again, 2 to 4 Sunday. The ribbon cutting itself is at 3. Enjoy. That concludes today's edition of AM Minnesota on KDHL AM in Faribault, Minnesota.